What's up, YouTube? It's your boy J Will back again, here to do some pitcher projections. Today is Sunday, September 21st, and we got a full slate of games, and they starting early. Our matchup of the day, we got the Yankees versus the Orioles. You got Cam Schlittler versus Kyle Bradish. Our top five pitcher Ks playing today, coming in at number one, you got Logan Gilbert in Seattle with 164. Number two, Merrill Kelly in Texas with 163. Number three, Ranger Suarez in Philly with 145. Number four, Andrew Abbott in Cincinnati with 143. And rounding out the top five, you got Eduardo Rodriguez in Arizona with 132. Before we get into the review of yesterday's projections and picks, I'm going to ask you to like, comment, subscribe. There's a couple ways to get my picks. Join the Dub Club. Use code UNK, UNK. You get half off your first month. And the YouTube executive tier, link in the description. All right, let's get to it. And we were on fire yesterday. 23 for 29 for a smoking 79%. That might have been my best day this season. Only six sellers. Let's take a look at them. That first game hump, Cater Montero with two. Like, come on, he had a shit game. Aside as well. Another shit game. I thought he could get the four. He couldn't. Uh, Mazur couldn't go over. Harrison, I faded him and he got the five. Uh, I had an all unders ticket. It was only seven of them, and he was the seller. That would have been a nice one. Sagano couldn't get over. Hauser with two. And that was it. You know what I mean? Our pick six, it hit. Uh, Once we got over that hump of Shane Bieber and Framber Valdez, and once Michaelis got the three, I was like, yeah, it's smooth selling. We got over that hump. McLean started it off good. And look at those. Man, those were some ballsy picks right there. Good reads. Michaelis was able to get the three. That's what we needed him to do. And Gallen and Ting finished it up. Our pick of the day didn't hit though. Like I said, Assad was ass. Um, and yeah, it was a good day. If I was 23 for 29, I know y'all probably had your own tickets that probably did good too. Let me know in the comments. Um, Ass of the day, like I said, it was Assad, bro. He had a shit day. Four innings pitched, three hits, two runs, two earned runs, two walks, two Ks, no home runs. Ass of the day. Our pitcher of the day, meanwhile, it was Zach Gallen. He had a good day. Seven innings pitched, four hits, three runs, three earned runs, two walks, nine Ks, and he did let up a home run. But pitcher of the day. All right. Pick of the day. I'm going with Ranger Suarez over against the Diamondbacks. He should be able to get five. And I'm fading Joe Boyle against Boston. They've been on fire, and I don't see him getting five. For my pick six, I'm fading Michael King, and I'm fading Yuri Perez for the unders. For the overs, I'm going with Kyle Freeland and Connolly early. And for my safe asses, I'm going with Sheehan and Gilbert. Um, Coming in at plus 2,032 odds. Let's take a look at it, and I'll give you my reasoning. All right, let's start off with the pick of the day. We got Ranger Suarez. His line is at 4.5. Let's look him up. There he is. What were my concerns with Ranger? Let's see. It was his hits and his walks. Everything else looked decent. You know, low earned runs, not really giving up home runs, and he's a six inning guy. So yeah. Um, like I said, let's put his line at 4.5. And we already have on the head to head He got 6 Ks against them back in May. And the impressive thing about that, it was in 3.7 innings. Like he didn't even go 4 innings and he had 6 Ks, but 7 earned runs, 7 hits, and 2 walks. Let's look at his last 5 games. He had 2 bad games. Well, not really. He had 4 against Milwaukee, which is not bad against Milwaukee, but he did have that one shit game against Atlanta. Atlanta has been on fire lately. Um, they really been good. So, but overall, you take a look here and you see 5 Ks, at least 4. So back to the head to head. And I'm looking at here at recent starting pitchers, and I do see a lot of red, you know. But Ranger Suarez is better than Aaron Nola, Tawan Trash Walker, and the aging Justin Verlander. You know what I mean? So we do see some green here. He's better than Joe Ryan. So he should get the 5. And that was my logic there for Ranger. Next up, we fade in Joe Boyle. He's facing Boston. His line is at 4.5. Now, as you see, I have it on the head to head already. And one of these games was back in July. He only went 4 innings. He only had 1 K, 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 2 walks. My concerns with Joe Boyle were, let's see, damn near everything. Only thing he's not giving up home runs really, but his earned runs are high. He's a 4 inning guy. We don't like 4 inning guys, and he's giving up walks, equal runs. Um, and yeah, so back to the head to head. I'm looking at recent starting pitchers, and like I said, Boston been on fire. Okay, you see all this red, and you look at the green. You got Max Fried, Jeffrey Springs, surprisingly, Fott, Cantillo. Is Joe Boyle just as good as those guys? I don't think so. So let's look at his last 5 though. And you say, ooh, he got 5 against Toronto and 5 against St. Louis, and you know what I mean? 5 against Seattle. And Seattle's been hot lately. So it's like, this is, I feel like, a spicy pick. Um, but as you see, look, 3 against San Fran, 2 against the Dodgers. Look at his last 10 games. You see what I'm saying? And you see a lot of trash in there. It's 50-50, 5 red, 5 green. Lately, he's been on the upswing, but historically, you know, specifically with this latest outing back in July, he only had 1K. And look what Boston been doing to recent starting pitchers the past like 2 weeks, bro. I just don't see him doing it. And that was my logic with Boyle. Next up, our pick 6. We starting out fading Michael King of the Padres. Let's check him out. Michael King, his line is at 5.5. I already have it on head to head here. And you see there's a lot of red, there's a few green. What were my concerns with Michael King? That rhymed. All right. Um, it was everything. Look at this. This is trash. Earned runs, hits, home runs, innings pitched. He's just trash. I'll show you what I mean. Um, First off, look at his strikeouts. 2 against the Mets, 2 against Cincinnati, 1 against Boston, 8 against Seattle, and 8 against the Angels. But if you take a look at the date there, that was back in May, early in the season. Then I don't know if he got injured or what, but he's been trying to come back. Look, came back in August, then took another month off, and now he's back again. He's trying to get in a groove, and I just don't see him getting six against the White Sox. Look at all this red here, recent starting pitchers, bro, and all this trash here, and that's just strikeouts. Um, Earned runs like the 2-3 was, but that last game was nasty. So we look, you might get three earned runs. We'll say three. We won't say, oh, it'll be just, you know what I mean? But hits concerning. Look at that. The Mets just destroyed him. He's given up home runs in damn near every game. Gave up four to the Mets. That was just, this guy is just trash, okay? Pack him up. I can't believe his line was at 5.5, bro, against the White Sox, bro. So, yeah, let's pack him up, bro. Let's get him out of there. Yeah, Michael King, we faded him. There's no way he's getting six. With this shit, bro, he's supposed to just, oh yeah, I'm back now and I'm getting six. No, trash. Pack him up. Yuri Perez under. Let's see. We fading him too. Nah, his last game wasn't so bad. Matter of fact, yeah, his last two games wasn't so bad. If you look at his last five, right, these three were just horrible. And I faded him all three of these games, I remember, because we were on the fade train of Yuri Perez. I think I faded him again and then he performed. I don't know. But my concerns with Yuri were um, let's see, E Perez. It was his earned runs, his hits, and the fact that he's not a six inning guy. He's a 4 inning guy. It's like that's terrible. I need you in the game, bro. And your earned runs and hits is horrible. He's not really walking people or giving up home runs. It's because they're hitting his ass. Like so, his line is at 5.5. Um, we see his last five games, and we look at these earned runs and hits. These couple games here were trash. Like I said, his last game played Colorado, no earned runs. He had a good game his last game, but look at it, you know, last five, last 10, um, it's been bad. Home runs, maybe he's out of the slump. Maybe that's what I was thinking as I see, but he's still 4.5 inning guy, maybe five, depending. Um, Like I said, he may have got it together, but I just don't see him getting six against Texas. Now let's go to the head to head. No head to head, right? But look at all this red. It's a lot of red. And yeah, like I say, Yuri has the potential. I just don't see it. I'll be surprised. If he do, hey, pie to the face. I just don't see it, you know. Yeah, Texas is, let's see where they at on the strikeout list. Look at that. Yeah, they're not Texas is not Colorado. It's not, you know what I mean? So they're not Washington. Because if you see here, where's Washington? Boom, in Colorado. They're not those teams. So I'm like, yeah, yeah, nah. He doesn't get six against Texas. We fade him Perez. Kyle Freeland is going over. You got the Angels versus the Rockies. Okay, so you got Angels versus the Rockies. Trash versus trash. Um, let's check it out. Kyle Freeland. Both teams are high strikeout teams. His line is at 4.5. We look at his last five games. What were my concerns with Kyle Freeland? Let's see. Earned runs and hits. Other than that, not really giving up home runs. He's a 5 inning guy, and his walks are not crazy. So I'm looking here. Like I said, we own the last 5 games. You look at his earned runs, nothing crazy. Yeah, he had 6 against Miami, but let's see, is he trending towards that? I don't know. He could. These last 2 games were nasty, and that's why I said these hits were my concern, and those earned runs. It's nasty, really nasty. Um, Home runs, not so much, you know, and his walks, not so much. Just one. That's cool. So we go back to strikeouts. Over 4.5, they say. I look at the head to head, and this wasn't the determining factor because this was last year. Throw that shit away. I'm looking at recent starting pitchers, bro, and look at all this green. It's nothing but green. And where's the red? It's on 4, bro. So look at all this green, bro. Kyle Freeland over. Let's go. All right. Um, and it's the fucking Angels, man. Like, come on, bro. Kyle Freeland over. Next up, Emmett Sheehan, safe at 6. Let's take a look. His line is 5.5, or was it 6.5? Let's see. I think it's 6.5. I'm going to safe at 6. He's facing San Fran. Yeah, it's plus money too. I was, I guess I was a little afraid to, you know, venture down that dark alley, but maybe it's not so dark. I just was like, I don't know, man. I really feel like he will. He'll go over. What were my concerns? I really didn't have any. It was only his walks, you know? So why didn't I go with that over? Um, well, let's see. Where is San Fran on the strikeouts? They middle of the pack, you know? But as you see here on the head to head, back in July, he went 4 innings. I wonder what that was about. And only got 3 Ks, 1 earned run, 2 hits. He had 3 walks. That was nasty. I'm also looking at the head to head here. Um, and I see a lot of red, but I do see some green. And in that green, you see Glass now, Yamamoto, Fott, Yamamoto again, and that's really it. So Sheehan, I would say, is right behind those guys as far as is he as good as those guys? I think so. Like I think, and if you look at his last 5 games, it's great. Um, yeah, it's fantastic, with at least 6. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I I was looking at the head to head and I'm like, I don't know. In like 5 innings, he got 3. He may get 6, you know. And I'm looking at these recent starting pitchers. He may get 6. He may get 7, but I don't know. I didn't want to take the over and he gets stuck with the 6. Looking at this, um, San Fran, they don't strike out that much. They're not like Philly and Colorado. You know what I mean? It'll be like a Pittsburgh game. They're not Cincy. So I felt like, okay, I just didn't have the confidence to go with the over, even though the data looks like he could. So safe at 6. Let's go. Logan Gilbert, he was next up with the safe at 6. Logan Gilbert has been on fire lately. Um, let's see. His line is also at 6.5. Um, what were my concerns with Logan? They were his hits. He's letting up hits. Um, Earned runs not so bad. In his home runs, he's giving up home runs. Um, Walk's not so bad. I like the fact he's a 5 inning plus guy. But like I said, look at these earn runs, not so bad. It's the hits. These hits, it's like 5, 6. That's not good. I don't like that. Home runs, he's been giving up a home run damn near one every game. He had the one where he didn't. Like, so he's streaking on giving up home runs. But he'll go 5 plus. He could go 6. So we like that. And his walks, just one. It's nothing crazy. So we go back to the strikeouts, put it here over 6.5, and we go to the head to head. There's 4 games here, and I see 6, 5, 6. With the latest outing early in the season, he had 7 Ks, one earned run, one hit, one home run, 2 walks. What other pitchers been doing? Wu and Kirby both got 7. DeGrom was 6. Uh, you know, it's a mix of green and red, but I feel like Logan Gilbert just as good as, you know, just as good as Wu and Kirby. He's like right behind him. I feel like based, especially on the head-to-head performance, his last 5, safe at 6, bro. So I just I didn't want to go with the 7, even though like I feel like he could get it, but he's a 5, 6 guy. Like he got 5 against Kansas City. It's Kansas City. 6 against Cleveland, so I really like the 6. You look at his last 10, he's a consistent guy, bro. So Logan Gilbert, safe at 6. And last but not least, we got Connolly early. I got him going over against Tampa Bay. Let's check him out. Here we go. His line is at 5.5. Now, this one is, you see, this is a coin flip, right? He only played 2 games this year. I usually don't like when I don't have enough data to look at, but what I have looked at, which you can throw it out because it's only 2 games, but what I have looked at is good. Only concern I had was his hits. It's only 2 games, right? So we look at his earned runs, right? It's only one, but it's only 2 games. So, like, you can just throw all of this out, really. The hits, he's not giving up home runs. He's a 5 inning guy, though. We can take that, and he's not really walking people, or he'll give them one. So that's what I could see. But I look at his strikeouts, and yeah, he's got 7 and 11. His line is at 5.5. There's no head to head, and a lot of red here. Um, Most recently, Kyle Harrison, though, he got 5. Crochet got 9. Bassett 3. Gossman 6. So I'm like, And in the red, as I'm looking, I see 5s, 5, 5. You know what I mean? So based on that and his 2 games here, now granted, they both were against Oakland. So that kind of like takes away from, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he haven't really faced any tough competition. So we'll see today, you know. But Kyle Harrison got 5, and this guy's been lights out, 7 and 11 Ks. He should get 6. Bad logic, I know, but he should, you know. Um, Especially within the last like week, you know, against Boston, or who is he facing? Tampa. The last week, what I mean is the last week, Tampa, you know, they've been letting pitchers get to them. Other than that, they've been, and where are they ranking? They're like in the middle of the pack as far as strikeouts the last month. So I feel like he could do it. We'll see. maybe a spicy pick. But we've come to the end of the video. Thank you for tailing the bets. You know, I got some messages that makes the brother feel good. It's hard work. I'm putting in the work and we cash in. Let's try to keep it up. So yeah, everybody out there, I got my plays to the Dub Club and YouTube executive tier. Link is in the description. All right, guys, let's get this money.